Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I've got something that a lot of people have been waiting for. Another pay-per-view review. It's been quite a few months since I reviewed a pay-per-view. Now, don't get too excited. This is not the full pay-per-view. I couldn't stand really to watch the whole thing, but I figured with Fastlane, I expressed interest here. Just the other day, last week, that I wanted to see Kevin Owens and Goldberg, and I said I probably would watch and react to the match, and I did. But I said, you know what? I'm kind of interested in a few other little matches here on the card, so let me give it a go. So I did. I watched 3 other matches besides Kevin Owens and Goldberg. I tried to get further into the pay-per-view. I was thinking about maybe watching the whole thing, but I was like, no, I'm just going to watch the matches that interest me. Because another thing that intimidated the fuck out of me was looking at how long this pay-per-view was. 3 hours and 2 minutes. Holy fuck. I was like, no. I am not sitting by and watching this for a complete 3 hours. So I just immediately fast forward to the intro. I don't give a shit about the video packages. Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn. So Samoa Joe taps out Sami Zayn to the Coquina Clutch. This, like I said, I have no issues with Sami Zayn as a fucking talent. He's a talented guy. He's athletic. It would be foolish to say that this guy is not athletically gifted. He is. Now, bodily, the guy looks like a bum. I've said this time and time again, and people don't seem to understand. There's nothing wrong with the man's athletic ability. This man was perfect for Ring of Honor, perfect for the Indies, where they don't put a lot of stress on, appearance, because, hell, nobody's really watching the fucking show, okay? Let's be perfectly honest. People watching Ring of Honor, these are wrestling fans. They probably already watched WWE. I used to go to the shows, people hated WWE, but they still watch it anyway. It was like me, WWE sucked, but I'm going to watch it anyway. Because they're such big fans, they watch everything. They watch New Japan, they watch TNA, they were watching everything under the sun when I would go to the shows heavily, like in 2006, when I was going to a show every single time that they'd come around to Lake Grove, New York, or the Hammerstein Ballroom. So, he's perfectly cut out for that domain of wrestling. Indie is perfect for Sami Zayn. But if you're going to be on TV and viewed by millions, well, it's kind of like when they had Trevor Murdoch. I'm sorry, but unless you're Dusty Rhodes, you can't look like a fucking slob. I have seen people eating shit out of the trash in the New York subway system that look in better shape than Sami Zayn. And that's putting it mildly. I mean, he looks like shit, guys. Come on. The guy with... I know I'm very pale and shit, but I'm not on TV, okay? I'm on YouTube doing a little channel here to entertain, a couple of hundred people. Maybe the most like 1,000 if I get lucky on videos nowadays. But whatever the case may be, Sami Zayn is out there in front of millions. He's performing in front of a huge crowd, tens of thousands of people. I'm sorry, if you don't have the charisma to, if you don't have any charisma and you don't have all you've got is wrestling skills, go back to the Indies, for fuck's sakes. Because this is the WWE, this is more than WWE, this is World Wrestling Entertainment. This is what people don't seem to fucking understand. The WWE has never been just about pure wrestling ability. It is a TV show. That is why they're on in prime time. That is why they're on the USA Network with all these other shows and sitcoms and dramas. Otherwise, and they're there for their reputation. Yes, they're still feasting off their Attitude Era reputation, their 80s reputation. I don't know why USA still keeps them on. Probably because they have a considerable amount of views. They're probably not that bad. I know they didn't get as good of a TV deal as they did last time, but whatever is the matter. It's not just Sami Zayn, but all I'm saying is I look at Sami Zayn and I see a nobody. I see just a guy. At least Dean Ambrose shows some personality, and he seems like he's in a little bit better shape. But these guys just look like normal dudes. That's the problem. They don't have the money look. And I'm not saying that everybody has to look like a goddamn freaking movie star, but you know what I mean. They could at least have a little something, do something with Sami Zayn. That generic haircut of his, and just, you know, the beard. Everyone has a beard now in the same way, a full beard and just boring-ass tights. He's still wearing the same damn tights. I mean, at least, I don't understand why they stripped him of the El Generico character. At least he was entertaining that way. Put the mask back on the man then. I mean, come on. I mean, do something with him. Give him some character. Give him some personality. Give him anything. I mean, he's as bland and vanilla as it gets. I mean, this is just average. He's like, just, you know, really nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, you could clearly see these moves. I'll tell you this. This guy is pretty crisp in the ring. There's not a lot of botches from him. He's pretty seamless in the ring. So I won't compare his wrestling ability really to, you know, a bunch of other indie guys. He's a bit more refined in the ring. He's not tripping and falling all over the place. You know, you look at the indies on Botchamania, and these guys are botching all over the place. They're going for big, impossible moves, and, you know, they're very inexperienced, so they end up tripping and botching, and you see it all the time. But Sami Zayn's a bit more refined. He's had more years of experience. The guy is a veteran. I'm not going to take that away from him. But that doesn't mean that the guy gets to be in WWE just based on that. I mean, kind of... Okay, Samoa Joe, that guy at least has a look to him. But like I said, I've never been crazy about this guy. And I know there's a lot of other people who are not crazy about Samoa Joe either. That's probably why it took him so long to come to WWE. Alright, but guys, it was a good match, at least. Alright, it was good for what it was. It was two talented guys. And, you know, Samoa Joe won, which makes a lot more sense. At least they built up Joe. It's only a matter of time before, you know, they make this guy lose before he's, you know, he should be losing. We all know it's going to happen. Every single time they ruin one guy after another. They have no idea what momentum means anymore. They have no idea what it means to build up a character, build up a star, build at least to somebody being a star. That was your opening match. So as you can see, I'm already having, you know, it's not, I didn't have a problem with the match. It's just I haven't ranted on this shit in a while. I need to get that off my chest. You notice that within, whatever it's been, 5-6 months of me really giving a full-on Sami Zayn rant or whatever it was since I watched the last full pay-per-view, but nothing has changed. You would think that over time on TV shows, characters grow, they progress, you know, they gain new avenues to their personality, and he's stayed exactly the same. He hasn't grown at all in any way. They haven't changed any bit of his character to make him more appealing to the audience. I mean, what a fucking joke. He's the same guy. See, this is what I'm saying. This is who they're going to put out there. I'm not watching this show. This is an example of somebody that the fans love, that they're catering to. This is who the fans love. We used to cheer for guys like Stone Cold, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, whoever it may be, Mick Foley, Kane, Undertaker, you know, larger-than-life personalities, and we're going to cheer now for a guy like this? No. I'm not cheering for Sami Zayn. I'm not getting behind a guy like this, whatever it is. Build up Samoa Joe. I'm not crazy about him, but whatever. Okay, I can see the Enforcer for Triple H storyline go. I hope it somewhat works. I know it's not going to be a huge hit. Nothing ever is. But, you know, at least it's something, whatever. So, the next match I watched. I wanted to see Neville and Jack Gallagher. Why is it not Gallagher? I feel like I should be saying Gallagher, but it's Gallagher. You know, is that right? Is it just the way Michael Cole is saying it? You know, he always has a it's like also, it's another thing I want to say. Brock Lesnar, how come some people say Brock Lesnar? How do they say it? Brock Lesnar. That bothers me. I think Paul Heyman sometimes say that. It's barely noticeable, but like I say Brock Lesnar. It's, you know, sometimes Paul Heyman's saying Brock Lesnar. So is it Lesnar or Lesnar? It's been since 2002, and it's still killing me. I remember Michael Cole saying 1,000 times, when Brock Lesnar defected from Raw to SmackDown when he won the belt, he was saying, "No, what's Lesnar doing here? What's Lesnar doing here?" I remember them playing it in the video package, and I'm like, "What? You know, isn't it Lesnar?" I mean, I know there's no Z in the name, but that's what's killing me. It's like, how are they pronouncing these names? Or is his name just Jack Gallagher? Am I going on a needless rant? Whatever the guy's name is. Another guy that, I mean, it goes from like, okay, this is the next match that I was interested in, because I didn't want to see, I know it's Enzo and Cass, I like Enzo and Cass, but I didn't feel like seeing the club. I wasn't in the mood to watch these guys. Not interested in another tag match. I mean, we've seen this match 1,000 times. I'm not sitting through another boring ass club match. You know, the same fucking shtick. You know, Enzo and Cass still haven't really gone anywhere as a team. They're just remaining stagnant. You know, they should have boosted these guys to the tag titles already, but they're wasting their time. The club, there's two boring bald guys. That's all it is. You know, two bald guys with goatees or beards, whatever. This is who the tag champs are. You know, at least they had AJ giving them some personality, but whatever. I can't believe that people actually found those doctor skits with them to be entertaining. I thought that those were the goofiest, cheesiest fucking things I ever seen. Whatever it may be. So, Jack Gallagher. I never thought that somebody could look worse than Sami Zayn. Now, when I did my Royal Rumble review of that match, that reaction to that match, I don't think I really did it justice. I talked about that lame as shit little spot that Jericho and Gallagher did, where he was like spinning the hand, like he started spinning the umbrella underneath Jericho's legs, and Jericho grabbed it and was still spinning it. It made no sense, whatever it was supposed to be. I told you, I immediately did not like Gallagher. I says, this guy is just, get him off my TV, get him off my computer screen, wherever it is I might be happen to watching the WWE Network. And by the way, how many people out there actually watch WWE Live 205? You know, what a lame ass name. I mean, I understand what they like that they have that, you know, alliteration, even though it's not really alliteration down on paper. It sounds the same. 205 Live, it's a rhyme, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. In 205, it does not sound good. It's not a good name for a show. It's not good to have numbers in the show. Come on, I know they're talking about the weight, you know, that's the maximum weight you're allowed to be 205 pounds, but it sounds lame as shit. Anyway, so, you know, you have to go to SmackDown and you sit through 2 hours of SmackDown. You know, you should go to the live show, and then you're telling me afterwards you have to sit through 205 Live? Everything has to be 3 hours now? Jesus, I mean, I know they used to tape Heat before, you know, Raw, SmackDown stuff, but this is ridiculous already. You know, when the show's already bad, you're going to make them sit through another show, whatever it is. Let's talk about the match. So this guy is in terrible shape. He's a skinny little nothing. I mean, for God's sakes, if you're a wrestler, I mean, isn't one of the top priorities to work out, for fuck's sakes? I mean, this guy obviously is not in the gym. Never. ever. There's no way. This is like a guy that sits around all day. He looks. It's not even. You can not even say just sits around and eats potato chips. The guy looks like he's never touched food in a couple of weeks. Like every single time he comes out there. Maybe like after he wins the match, they reward him with a meal. Okay, Gallagher, here you go. Here, have a sandwich. But that's all you're gonna eat. You know, for the next couple of weeks until he's ready to starve again. I mean, I've never seen a guy like this. He's so thin and sickly looking. It's like the worst parts of Sami Zayn, the paleness, the plainness. They put a mustache on him. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna change it. What is this like in the character meeting of when they design somebody like a Jack Gallagher? How is it like in creative with Stephanie McMahon or whoever came up with Gallagher? Maybe he looked this way on the Indies when he was in the UK. I don't fucking know. Help me out here, indie fans. You know, people watched him in the UK before he came here to WWE. I mean, what is it? Did he already have the mustache? Oh, we've had enough beards, so let's just go with a mustache. Well, okay. You know, Cody Rhodes had the mustache, so it'll work for this guy. You know, he's the gentleman Jack Gallagher, so give him a mustache and an umbrella. Let's go for some stereotypical British guy look. I don't know what we're going for here. The thing is, didn't the vaudevillians, you know, when Simon Gotch has the mustache, isn't that like the same thing? Now we have another guy with a mustache. Whatever it may be. Rick Rude had a mustache. Okay. So, you know, Jack Gallagher's out there, and he's like an anorexic British version of Sami Zayn. Yeah, I don't know, you know, whatever he is. But he's athletic as well. It's the same story like with Sami Zayn. This guy's got the moves in the ring. Looks pretty good to me, you know. But he's lame as shit. Like, I'd be embarrassed to be a Jack Gallagher fan and to admit that I am, because when someone asks me, oh, who's this Jack Gallagher? Should I be watching him? Oh, yeah, let me show you on Google Images what the guy looks like. And they're just going to look at you and do this slow back away like Peter Griffin, like, okay, this guy's into some weird stuff. He's watching anorexic pale men, you know, spank other guys in the ring. What's going on here? What's going on here? Like, when they hire these guys to be on TV, on a major pay-per-view or a minor pay-per-view, whatever it is, this is how they want their talent to look? Jack Gallagher? We haven't even talked about the other competitor yet in the ring, Neville, who is actually the exact opposite. This guy looks like $1 million. I've always said this about Neville. The guy might not be, you know, gifted on the mic in the least bit, but the thing is, the guy, for his size, looks better than a lot of other people. Even when they used to hire people with personalities, you know, the guys didn't even look as good as Neville. You know, the only thing hurting Neville is that he's short. You know, he's like 5'7", whatever it is. But the guy, especially growing the beard, the new haircut shaved on the sides, you know, he looks tough. I'm watching him in the ring, you know, his look. I mean, he's playing the heel role very well. He's got the facial expressions well. It's just he's not a good talker. But maybe if they coached him a little bit, gave him cool things to say, then perhaps, maybe they could have a full package in Neville. But in the meantime, he's in the ring, like, getting his ass kicked by Gallagher. First of all, if they're going to go with this storyline, the king of the cruiserweights, have him act like a king. What are kings like? They're dominant, right? They reign over people, so he should be kicking this skinny little fuck's ass. I mean, seriously. Neville is like 3 times the size of this guy, muscularly. This guy doesn't have a single muscle on his body. I don't even think he has biceps. What would you even call that? It's just like an arm. It just goes straight down like that. It's like a noodle. Like, come on. You know, it's like he should be dominating this guy. It should be a squash match, and that's what they should do. This is why I wanted to watch this match. I like Neville's new look. When I saw him on Raw when he returned, you know, he was kicking people's asses and stuff. I think, who did he beat up? Rich Swann or one of those other 205 goofballs. I was like, all right, you know, I hate this product, but at least they're doing something with Neville here. He looks tough. He's got a new look. He's a heel. You know, they're doing something with Neville. And the thing is, I was like, okay, I like this idea that, you know, he's bigger than the Cruiserweights because he's more muscular. You know, you don't really, you know, last time you saw anybody like this muscular, not even, you know, Rey Mysterio pumped up on steroids was this muscular. Looks good. The guy is very proportioned. Whatever it is, you know, people are gonna say, "Oh, you're gay for Neville with loving on him," you know, saying that you know he's got a great physique and all. You know, the thing is, I'm saying this because with everybody like Sami Zayn and this stupid looking idiot, Jack Gallagher, you know, Gallagher. Can we just call him Jack Gallagher? Can we split the difference here, folks, and just call him the better name? I mean, come on. It's bothering me. Like I said, it's like Lesnar. Just call him Gallagher, for fuck's sakes, and stop with the Gallagher crap. Whatever it is, please put me out of my misery already and just tell me what his name is in the comments. Whatever it may be. But it was a good match, but I'm just saying, if they're going to make this guy vicious and he's the king of the cruiserweights and all that, maybe he should be working a more heelish style, right? When you go heel, aren't you supposed to be doing like less high-flying moves so the crowd won't pop for you and stuff? But whatever it is, I know that the announcer said he didn't use the red arrow for a while. Whatever it may be, I don't know. Just have the guy be dominant. Squash a couple of the cruiserweights. So that way, when a bigger cruiserweight comes around, maybe they hire some other cruiserweight, right? That's also like really muscular. Then maybe he could beat him, but they're not going to do that because they're stuck with this pure wrestling crap. You know, they're with 205 Live. They're trying to like cater to the indie fans with this straight up, you know, oh, it's just a clean story. You know, with bland guys. We're all about the wrestling. It's boring as fuck. And, you know, they're teasing us by showing us a guy who might have a little bit of personality. You know, he wins the match, but it's like he has to struggle to win. And what's so, it's this like, this is the smallest, thinnest guy I've ever seen WWE ever hire. I've never seen anybody like this. If they were out of shape, it was either because they were big. You know, like I said, you looked at a guy like Trevor Murdoch, at least he was tall. You know, he's over 6 foot. This guy, he's like 5'6", and like I said, he looks like they only feed him once a week. I mean, I don't get it. Why even bother with a guy like this? They could get anybody else, but this is, like I said, another guy, he's talented, but I'm like laughing at him as I'm watching him. Anyway, I could go on for a while ranting about what a goofy looks like. But, you know, this is just another reason why I just can't stand this product. I mean, they're paying this guy money to look like this? I mean, it's just, growing up watching wrestling, I always see these larger-than-life guys that look like, you know, that they are dedicated to their bodies, that their bodies are their temples, you know. They might be taking steroids, but one way or another, it's like they're contributing to the way how they look. They care about their appearance because their appearance is everything. They're on TV. It's like an actor, a movie, a musician. You know, they care about their image. This guy, they're having him go out there, and he doesn't look like a star. Doesn't look like a wrestler. Looks like a joke. All right, so let's talk about guys that look like stars. So this, I fast forward a little bit. I get to Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Fans are losing their minds still to this day over Roman Reigns. He's not that bad, guys. Okay? He was stuck in some shitty storylines last year. They booked him horrible to win his first belt. I agree. I've said it time and time again. It wasn't good. But the thing is Roman talented? Yes. Does Roman have a look? Yes. Is he at least in shape? Yes, he's very in shape. You put this guy up against the Jack Gallagher. See, this is why fans are just, you can't listen to them anymore. And I just can't believe that they would even listen to them at all nowadays. Especially when the ratings are already bad. Why would they listen to these stupid fans? They will cheer for a guy that looks like Jack Gallagher, the anorexic guy who only eats one sandwich a week. But they will boo Roman Reigns, who looks like $1 million and actually puts on an entertaining performance and actually looks like a star. This is why they should not give a fuck what the fans say, because they're cheering a guy that looks like a joke, and they're booing a guy that really should be cheered. There's really nothing to really dislike about this guy. He's every single time I see him go out there, he at least puts on a decent performance. He looks like he's into the match. He looks like, he's focused. He's giving his facial expressions. He's going out there. He's playing to the crowd. I mean, he's not perfect, but the thing is, could be some improvements. The guy's not the best on the mic, but I mean, it's very hypocritical. I mean, I could go on all day about this Roman Reigns hate being pushed to the extreme. It has really reached a point where it is really ridiculous, where I have to say, cut the guy a fucking break already. Is he really ruining your life that much? I mean, if anything, from what I see, it's like they really took a step back with Roman Reigns. He's not really, like they're focusing on other people too, and I know he might have main evented one time against Kevin Owens. I really wasn't paying attention. But whatever it is, Roman Reigns is not that bad. Now, do I agree with them beating Strowman? I do not have a problem with Roman Reigns beating Strowman. No, I don't. The problem I have with this match is they probably should have waited at least a couple more months, to beat him at WrestleMania. Instead, or another month till WrestleMania, whatever it may be. Because, they built this guy up, and they're making him really strong and all that, beating the Big Show and all this. So why would you just have him lose on Fastlane? It was, and this was a good match. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was good, and Braun is good in the ring. I enjoy him for the big guy. He might be lumbering around, but it was impressive at the end. He gets up, he does this. He got up pretty high for that splash anyway, so it was a good finish. He belly flops, he hits the mat, hits him with the spear. It's fine. It's just I would have waited to at least, if they're going to have this guy be dealt at a loss, I mean, it might as well be to Roman Reigns. But it's just, they have all these wins and losses all over the place, and they'll use the argument, oh, it's fake, so it doesn't, so okay, so now it's fake. So now we have to just say, the wins and losses don't, no, they do matter. We've said this time again, and fuck Road Dogg on Twitter, who also attacked me, about a year ago, if you guys remember that. The wins and losses do matter, because it's like you're watching a guy lose who's supposed to be, shown as a winner, so it's so if you lose, don't really look like a winner. You see what I'm saying? It's not really that hard to figure that out. So it was an entertaining match. I liked it. The only thing I have a problem with is when Braun Strowman sends Roman Reigns through the table, the announcers are silent. I'm like, could you at least maybe react? I mean, Michael bitch-ass Cole does not react to anything. It's like this man could stub his toe and he'd be like, well, that hurt. I mean, it's like, come on, some reaction, some emotion, something. Put something into your job. I mean, Mauro Ranallo, I'm not really sure how I feel about Mamma Mia, but the guy at least puts effort. He reacts, he gets excited for matches, and at least, if he's excited, it's like I'm watching a guy, the humanity being thrown through a table, and it's like the guy is not even reacting, he's not excited for it. I mean, this guy has one of the greatest jobs in the world. He gets paid to just sit there and talk about a fucking match. And he can't get excited for that. If you're not passionate, get the hell out of the seat and give it to somebody else. have when because I haven't watched, I can't even remember how to pronounce the guy's name. Moro Ranallo, whatever the hell his name is. Why don't he just call both shows if they need to, or at least get another talented guy who they know is good on in the announce booth? For fuck's sakes. And I don't know. How do you not react to a guy going through a table? It's just like that's one of the biggest spots in wrestling, and just no reaction, just completely no selling it from a verbal perspective. Anyway, so let's talk about this main event. You've got Kevin Owens and Goldberg in the ring, and so you got Goldberg, and Kevin Owens keeps going out of the ring and everything. Okay, they're building up to it. He's pulling in the heel act. Jericho's music hits. Goldberg hits the spear, the jackhammer, and it's like, they just did this at Survivor Series, so I'm just like, okay, it's nice to see Goldberg with the Universal Championship. At least it's a real fucking wrestler. I mean, to all the people that said Kevin Owens was going to be one of the best things for WWE, come on. It was like when you guys said that Dean Ambrose winning the belt, that this meant that the WWE was going to get 10 times better. Still waiting for those days to happen. They didn't happen. And they're not going to happen, by the way, just in case you were wondering about that, folks. Am I happy about him winning? Yeah, I mean, it was cool and all that, but it's like, I would have liked to see a little bit of a match, maybe more shenanigans. They could have involved Jericho. It could have went a little bit longer. Same thing like in Survivor Series. They could have accomplished the same thing with maybe just a couple extra minutes. Give us a little bit more action. Can Goldberg maybe do a couple of moves, a little spots with Owens? Maybe Owens hits his finisher and Goldberg kicks. I mean, they love to do finisher kickouts. So all the times they do finisher kickouts, they can't do one here. What is their obsession about Goldberg? Every single thing has to just end with 2 moves. Whatever. Anyway, what I saw, it was okay. I had problems, and it's not really a problem with the match quality. It's more just the direction of this company and the people that they're hiring. Jack Gallagher, I understand, like, you making this Neville looking like a tough guy, but he's not really looking that tough in the ring. I don't get how they are focusing their efforts, really. It's just all over the place. There's good ideas. There's good ideas all over the place. Don't get me wrong. Good ideas that are just being ruined by poor execution. There's talent as far as the eye can see. It's just not being capitalized on. And also, like I said, they're also just hiring a couple of people that they don't have the look. They're just not worth it. Just get other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Sami Zayn. It is quite obvious that, yeah, I understand. They could do things with him, but if they're not, at least get somebody who looks the part. Can they at least get somebody who's in shape? Who it's like, I'm not blinded. It's at least Sheamus is pale, but that's part of his character. And at least the guy is built. I'm taking a look at, Jack Gallagher, and I'm just seeing a wimpy-looking anorexic ghost, basically. I mean, like I said, maybe he is a ghost. I can't tell if it's because he's so pale or because he's so thin that he's practically not even alive. I don't know, guys. But anyway, this Fastlane, it was okay, but it's probably going to go just as fast out of my mind as quickly as it came. So there you go, folks. Quite a long review. It wasn't every single match, but as far as I'm concerned, that's all I could stand. As Popeye once said, it's all I could stand, and I can't stand no more. So good enough for what it was, I suppose. What I did watch was all right. It could have been executed a lot better in a lot of different ways. Like I said, the matches weren't bad. It's just the people wrestling in them, and they could have booked them in a lot better ways. But hey, this is why I don't watch all the time. This is why I don't watch anymore, guys. just not worth it. Every single thing is poorly executed. Everything could have been done better. It's just like I'm sick of saying that already. I can't just sit and watch the show anymore and just enjoy it because there's just so many things wrong with it. I expect more than just a good match out of WWE, but maybe I'm asking for too much. Anyway, guys, there you go. Until next time.